Hello, this is Tracy Schroyer, and I am sharing some information with you from my breast cancer journey to date. I was diagnosed with breast cancer on January 2nd of 2020, and sharing just insights along the way and information. Whether you are somebody who is going through this now, has been through it, or you're a family member or friend, or maybe coworker of somebody, or if you're one of my own family members, friends, or coworkers that's interested in my journey and what I'm going through. So today is March 27th of 2020, and this morning I had a visit with the plastic surgeon, and I am just over 5 weeks. Yeah, it's just over 5 weeks since my surgery. And I had a double mastectomy with tissue expander placement for reconstruction. So I have been going every 2 weeks, typically to get fill within my tissue expanders until I get to the point where I know that's where I want to be. And that's kind of the nice thing about the plastic surgeon is that he has me tell him when I want to stop, how big I want to go. And of course, the tissue expanders, I believe most, and mine only go up to 800 cc's. And for those of you that may not know or heard in a prior video that I did, cc's don't necessarily equal or equate to a cup size for bras. It really depends for the cc's on several things, your height, your weight, how much, when they went to take the breast tissue, if it kind of, you know, carved out. So if that tissue expander has to sit back a little bit. So it can be different for everybody. So you can get kind of a rough idea through some of the breast cancer groups. Like I've been part of some private Facebook groups. And based on if people give you their height and their weight and what their number of cc's is, kind of where they're at in the process. So for those of you that are watching, I will vulnerable here. I will let you know. So I thought I was 5'8", but when I went to my oncologist, I found out they had done my height. I hadn't had it done in a while. And I was actually, she had me without shoes. I was 5'6.5". So I don't know that I shrunk, but maybe I just never knew my true height. So I'm 5'6.5", and I currently weigh about 184 pounds. Thankfully, I have been doing Weight Watchers since mid-July of 2019, and I came down, I was 215 was my heaviest. So I've come down from June, July timeframe. Since then. I'm about 184, 185. Still working on it, still trying to stay on task, and that's been a little bit difficult. And I may do another video about my experience with just Weight Watchers and food, and trying to figure all of that out as I went through everything, and as I am still going through everything. And right now, as of this morning, I had 90 cc's added, and I am at 540 cc's. I'm finally starting to feel like, and I think it's because of my weight being higher, I'm finally starting to feel like I have a little bit more projection. And that's the biggest thing my plastic surgeon told me to watch for, is how, projection of how much they're going out. And I'll show you just a little bit. I have a sports bra on. So I finally feel like I'm starting to come out. So I may do a little bit more. Typically he does like 60 or 90 cc's. So I may do 60 more and kind of stop there and be good with that. So we'll see. I go back again in 3 weeks. He actually wanted to wait a little bit longer, especially with everything going on right now with coronavirus in our world. The hard thing is that once I am done and ready to go to my exchange surgery to take the expanders out and the implants in, it will be a lot, hopefully a little, but it may be a lot longer of a wait than I expected. So what my doctor had said is when I am ready, when I feel like I'm where I'm at, I will have to wait, and this can differ based on insurance, based on doctor, but in my case, I will have to wait at least 4 weeks after my last fill to have surgery. And what we're experiencing now in the world, it's going to be a lot longer than 4 weeks. There's a backlog of people, including a friend of mine, that will need to get scheduled and go. So I am definitely hoping that a lot of this coronavirus stuff wraps up, and even before the end of the year. I will be having another surgery, and hopefully this is before the end of the year as well, because I believe it's considered elective, so it would be held off for now. Called it oophorectomy. Oophorectomy. I think I'm not sure exactly how to say that, but to have my ovaries removed. So I do have an appointment next Wednesday with my oncologist again, April 1st, and I will start the Lupron shots, and those are to suppress my ovaries. And then go a few months after that, a few months, probably more, to go and have my ovaries removed. But so interested to see what those side effects might be. I've read a little bit. Different people experience different things in every case. So I know the bone joints, the hot flashes, the night sweats, all of that kind of stuff. So um, not quite looking forward to that, but definitely looking forward to suppressing my ovaries and getting them removed, because that could be another area with the hormones and everything in my body that cancer could form and feed off of. So when I was diagnosed, my breast cancer actually was, we found out that it was 100% fed off of hormones. So that's why the doctor wants to get those out and not have any of those hormones in my body. So I think that's it for today. So my appointment went really well. I was glad that they were open. I feel really terrible for the plastic surgeon's office. A majority of his surgeries are elective. He had let me know that he was still doing some of the breast surgeons, or breast surgeries. So women who go in to do a single or a double mastectomy and get the tissue expanders placed. I told him I was really worried because I'm hearing a lot more in the groups that I'm part of from the women that they're having to make a choice their options are being narrowed even more, and they may have to do multiple surgeries to get to where they need to go, which I am heartbroken. I can't imagine having to go through that. So I am thinking of, if you or someone you know is in that situation, thinking of you, saying some prayers for you, and hopefully a lot of this, things can get back on track, and you can have the one-stop surgery. Or it's not always a one-stop surgery, but as much as you can, so you're not having multiple surgeries and delaying what you need to have. So thinking of all of you that are going through that. So that is my update for today and my plastic surgeon visit. And I went back to work this past Monday. So March 23rd was my first day back to work. And everybody is remote right now within my office. So I am used to working 2 days a week remote, but 5 days is going to be an adjustment. I took today off from work because I knew from my past fills that I've gotten, even though it was earlier this morning, my appointment was at 9:30. Every time I've gotten a fill so far, whether it's 60 cc's or 90 cc's, a couple hours later, so mine was actually just about 2:45. Right now it's almost 4 o'clock. It was about 2:45 to 3:30. I took a nap. So it's done something to my body, just kind of wears me out. So I knew that, and I knew going in, so I decided to take the day off. I have heard from other people that, and a friend of mine, she would actually schedule her appointments for Friday afternoons. She worked in a school system, so that was very helpful for her schedule. And she would have it Friday afternoons, and that was probably beneficial to be able to go home and if you're tired or anything. So I was able to do that. I'm actually taking the day off when I go to get my first Lupron shot, just in case. And it's more in the middle of the day. It's about 11:45 a.m. Just in case I'm feeling anything or I feel icky or whatnot, that I can rest after that appointment. So I will let you go, and I will give you an update after my appointment with my oncologist and I get that shot, and let you know anything else along this journey. So thank you for listening. Talk to you later.